Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's lesson on growing our emotional intelligence. Today, we'll look at second step to help us work up the courage to take responsibility for our actions. Taking responsibility for our actions isn't always easy, and it can cause emotional stress. So it's useful for us to use the skills we've learned to keep ourselves calm. Let's take 2 minutes to get stronger at calming down.
Hi, I'm Brent. Just like you, I sometimes get mad, frustrated, or excited. And when that happens to me, I use belly breathing to help me calm down. This is how I do it. I put my hands on my belly. I pay attention to my breathing. I take a breath that makes my belly move out when I breathe in, and back in when I breathe out. I breathe in slowly through my nose and out through my mouth. It's like smelling some delicious hot soup and then blowing on it to cool it down. My breathing is so quiet that I can hardly hear it. What do you think? Want to test it out? Try it with me. Put your hands on your belly. Take a breath that makes your belly move out when you breathe in through your nose, and back in when you breathe out through your mouth. Breathe in slowly through your nose and out through your mouth. Raise your hand if you can feel your belly moving in and out. Nicely done. Let's practice again. It's easy to learn and it will really help you out. Next time you get upset or too excited to think, try it out.
Hopefully, you're a little more calm after practicing belly breathing. Take this time to find your gratitude journal. I've got mine here at work, and I've got another at home. Once you find your gratitude journal, pause this video and write 3 or more things you're grateful for today. Okay, we're back. We're going to begin today's lesson by looking at a cartoon. See if you can figure out what's going on. What's going on in the cartoon? Right, the cat is not taking responsibility for his actions. Can you think of a time when you either made a mistake or did something wrong, but didn't want to admit it? The cat doesn't want to admit what he did. The cat is lying about what he did. In fact, he's blaming it on the dog. Taking responsibility for your actions is not always easy. In fact, it can feel like a problem. For the past couple of weeks, you've been learning how to use the problem-solving steps. Today, you're going to learn to use the problem-solving steps for times when the problem is taking responsibility for your actions. You'll learn that part of taking responsibility includes apologizing, then offering to make up for it to make amends. As you watch this next video, watch carefully for how taking responsibility for his actions became a problem for Derek.
I was in a bad mood because I had to stay in from recess to finish some work. When everyone came in from recess after having a great time, I felt really annoyed. By the time my friend Carlos came in looking all happy, I felt like I was gonna blow up.
It was the best recess ever. I made a touchdown.
I guess I wanted someone else to feel as bad as I did. So I said something mean to Carlos in front of everyone. Where'd you get that shirt? I mean, isn't that your sister's?
What?
You heard me. Just a little later, I started to feel pretty guilty. I shouldn't have said that. Carlos is a good friend. Now he's really upset. I don't want him to be mad at me. I need to think of something to do.
As you can see, Derek did something wrong. Now he has a problem, and we can use the problem-solving steps we've been working on to work through it. Let's start with the S. Pause the video and say what his problem is. Derek hurt his friend's feelings. That's the problem. He realizes he needs to do something to make his friend feel better. He needs to take responsibility for his actions. Oh yeah, I lost the green screen and the special effects. For now, what's the next step Derek needs to take to solve his problem? That's right, the T. Think of some possible solutions. Pause the video and write down some solutions you can think of to help Derek solve his problem. Were your solutions safe? Were they respectful? Here's some solutions other students have thought of in previous classes. Check them out. Are they safe and respectful? Now let's do the next step. E, explore consequences. For each of the solutions you see on the screen, we need to ask, what could happen if Derek chose this solution? Pause the video and write down the consequence that you think might happen for each solution on the screen. Then restart the video. That process you just did, thinking of all the solutions and then taking time to write down and explore all their consequences, really makes our brain faster at solving problems. And pretty soon you'll be doing that in your head. Let's see which solution Derek or solutions Derek picked to solve his problem.
I could pretend like it never happened, but then he might stay mad at me for a long time. I could apologize and try to do something to make it up to him. Maybe that would help. Carlos, I shouldn't have made fun of your shirt. There's nothing wrong with it. I was in a bad mood and I acted like a jerk. I'm really sorry. Can I make it up to you by letting you play with my football next recess?
In this story, Derek decided to take responsibility for his actions. He picked the solution that included first, admitting he was wrong, second, apologizing, and third, making amends by offering to do something nice for Carlos. What do you think will happen? It takes courage to take responsibility for your actions. What feelings do you think Derek could have had before he apologized to Carlos? How do you think Carlos might feel when he received the apology? Derek needs to understand that maybe Carlos won't want to play with him for a while. It could take time for Carlos or his hurt feelings to go away. Keeping calm and trying to understand how others feel empathy is an important part of apologizing. Could there be a time when you might not accept an apology? Discuss that last question with one of your parents. For now, we're going to finish up. Click on the home link below on PowerSchool and complete that with one of your parents. If you'd like to stay on for a few more minutes and join us for a Go Noodle Flow, it's a good one, and it's a very good metaphor for how strong you are. Have a great day.
When your day doesn't seem to be going quite right, there are things you can imagine in your mind that might help things get better. Close your eyes, listen, and follow along, or keep them open and follow along that way. Whatever works for you. Settle in your chair or in your space on the floor. You may choose to lean back a little or sit tall. Let your hands rest in your lap. Try to put a picture in your mind. There's a small tree on a small hill. There's not much else around, just the tree. In the distance, off to one side or maybe behind the tree, there's a storm approaching. Imagine that you can see the wind starting to affect the tree. The leaves and the little twigs begin to move. Then the larger branches bend just a little. Then they bend a lot. Imagine that rain or snow starts to fall, and the small tree is getting wet and is starting to really sway even more with the increasing wind. The clouds above appear to be getting darker. The tree remains strong as it bends to one side. It stays firm in the ground. In your mind, let the storm rage on and push the small tree for a few more moments. It can take it. The tree is strong. The tree's roots secure it to the ground, and the tree knows how to bend its little twigs and its large branches. It knows how to let its strong trunk sway with the push of the wind. The tree is safe. We can be like this tree. We can remain strong during challenges in our lives. We can bend, adjust, and hang on when we need to. We can be strong. We are strong. Now notice in the picture in your mind that the storm is gradually moving away. Further and further it moves from the tree. The tree's trunk straightens. The branches bounce back, and the twigs settle. A few leaves have fallen to the ground, but that's okay. The tree remains strong and calm. It weathered the storm. We can rest now. Imagine that most of the clouds drift away, and the sun peeks out. Breathe in and enjoy a long, slow out breath.